Well, welcome again to the Play Space Live. Keith Avalon for Play Games. Sam is here taking care of business on the production end. And tonight we're not going to play a game tonight. We're just going to talk about the newsletter, which is coming out Monday, the fall newsletter. And mainly we wanted to have an excuse to use that meme in our splash screen. The guy with the rippling body checking his Play newsletter on his laptop. We've already had several suggestions as to which Play gamer that might be. But anyway, we are going to talk about the newsletter. It does come out Monday. We're doing newsletters quarterly now, although the news pings have been pretty beefy this year as well. But we do have some special feature articles. Let's just kind of run down what's going on. First of all, we're going to start with a party alert. We're already planning our All Hallows Eve get-together. Now, as you know, the last few years we've teamed up with Steve Tower after further review, and a couple times we've actually traveled to Boston and done the show from Boston, from the AFR dungeon. This year we'll be doing it virtually. Steve will join us, and we're going to kind of make it sort of a party, an online party. We're going to start out with a face to the mat throwdown session between me and Steve. So let me back up. One of the features in the October ping will be a collection of Wrestling America Federation Halloween themed wrestlers. So there'll be Freakenstein will be in there, and the Dead Guy, and so on. And then so everybody will have access to that card set. It'll be like an 18 card mini set. And Steve and I will draft our rosters, our lineups for the throwdown event live on the show. And then we'll conduct the throwdown. It'll be all-out war for the All Hallows Eve title belt. And it should be a lot of fun. It's always, there's always, if you've ever done Face to the Mat, there's always crazy twists that get thrown in, and it's always a good time. So that'll be the first part of the All Hallows Eve special. Then we're going to have like a mini seminar, kind of I'm calling it a Play Gamer New Game Expo. Over the past year, we've gotten a number of submissions from Play Gamers, sports ideas that we probably will not be able to get to in our lifetimes. Australian rules football. We have a beach volleyball submission. And many more. So what I think we're going to do is have an hour-long session where we'll put some of these games on the tabletop, show you how they work, maybe get the person who created the game to join us either in the chat room or possibly some sort of a connection, and then we'll show how it works, and at the end of the show, we'll give you a download package where you get to download these games and try them out on your own. So we haven't decided the exact lineup of games for that, but we will do that as the middle part of the All Hallows Eve special, our Play Gamer Homebrew Game Expo. And then afterwards, I think we're going to do the Highlight event went so well. Everybody had such a great time with Highlight. And credit to Alan Schock, who suggested this on the Play Now page, that we do something similar with the 1890s Fight Club. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to have we're going to, as I'm say in the newsletter, we're going to hop in the Wayback Machine set for October 30th, 1899, and we'll go into a smoke-filled bar, pub, and watch these guys knock each other around. And we'll of course bet on them. There are some interesting twists in 1890s Fight Club, so we may get chased out of the place by the law, but we'll do the same thing we did with a Highlight, where you get to we'll start everybody with, since it's $18.99, I think $10 would probably be enough, and we'll see how much money you can accumulate over our probably half dozen or so round exhibition of boxers, and then that'll be the wrap up of the All Hallows Eve event. So a three-part event on October 30th. We're still kind of planning all this, but plan on joining us if you're able to, October 30th, Friday night, here on the Play Games YouTube channel. So the newsletter talks about that. Then we go into the other big thing, which is the celebration of 20th anniversary, 20 years of Football America. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly how many years Football America has been around. Started it in 2000. It went away when I put Play Games on hiatus in 2004. It returned to Play Games when second season returned in 2010, and has been going continuously from 2010 to 2020. So that's 11 consecutive years, which makes it the longest-running alternative professional football league to the NFL. Longer. It just broke the AFL's record. AFL, of course, went 10 seasons, and now Football America is in its 11th. So to celebrate, I spent some time, actually, it was a few months ago. I was planning on running this in the summer newsletter, but then there was so much other stuff, I decided to hold it off to the fall, since fall is football season. But I spent quite a bit of time just going through all the rosters and creating all-star teams for each season of Football America. And then from that, I compiled an all-decade team. There's a first team, there's a second team, and those teams will be revealed in Monday's newsletter. If you're a fan of Football America, a lot of these names will be really instantly recognizable, and there's probably a few snubs. Me having created this league, I'm kind of more familiar with it, probably more familiar with it than anybody. So for me, it's pretty neat to see the continuity from year to year. And to actually come up with an all-decade team. So as I was doing that, I thought I got to thinking, well, wait a minute. The NFL had their 2010s all-decade team that they just released. Why don't we have a game? So I created team cards for the 2010s, the all-decade Football America squad, and the all-decade NFL squad. So you got Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady at the quarterback slot. Drew Brees, of course, did not get nominated to that team. And so I'm debating whether to put him on there or not, because you want to have 3 quarterbacks on the roster. I don't know why they limited it to 2, but anyway, so I made a all-decade NFL team and an all-decade Football America team. We're going to have a game Tuesday night, the Tuesday following their newsletter release. That would be next Tuesday evening here on the Play Games channel. We'll match up the Football America Decade Stars against the NFL Decade Stars. The package, by the way, it includes the download that you'll get in the newsletter will include the 2 team cards for both of those teams, the all-decade teams, and also the individual year-by-year all-star rosters for Football America and the all-decade Football America teams, first team and second team. I won't reveal any names here, just so you may be surprised. We'll let you be surprised as you read this when you download it. So that will be the Football America feature for the newsletter. Then there's several other features that are coming up. We've got a feature from Dave Little, who had a tournament with History Maker Baseball, the best team I ever saw. He did a 30-year odyssey traveling to every Major League Baseball stadium to watch the home team in action, and then created teams based on the teams that he actually saw. So he created a tournament using only teams that he'd actually seen, whether they were good or bad. And then he played out the tournament and put together a really nice, very detailed report. So that will be part of the newsletter. Jerry Minks, the guy that created the '84 Red, White, and Blue Racing Pro Season, which came out earlier this year. He then ran a full season of it and has some conclusions and some observations and some kind of drills it down, some of the top drivers. So that's an interesting read. Lawrence Davis, who's actually contributed a number of things to Red, White, and Blue Racing over the years. He put together a post-race interview feature. This is something we talked about when the game first came out. We were talking about having in addition to the pre-race stuff, having a post-race segment, but it never came together for me, and the game was released without it, and it continued to be something we just kind of talked about. Well, Lawrence put together something that will actually have an impact on future races. It's kind of a neat little thing, so that'll be part of the newsletter as well. There's a brief article, kind of a background information about what he's what prompted him to do it and how he put it together, and then you get the chart itself, which you can use in your Red, White, and Blue Racing. And then there is a feature on the just completed 2020 Interprovincial Pro Football Conference, Canadian football. Of course, the CFL bagged it for the year because of COVID, but there was Canadian football played, a full season of it. It was on the tabletop instead of on the field. And it was a really exciting season. The playoffs were probably the most exciting playoffs that the IPFC has ever had. Of course, the IPFC's been around as long as Football America's been around. It is also in its 11th season, and this year, but it's run cooperatively. The difference between the IPFC and Football America is the IPFC actually has a season that is played out, so they're actually champions and statistical leaders for every season. Going back to 2014 was when the co-op program first began. So we have a kind of an in-depth recap of the IPFC season. There were of the 8 franchises, 7 of them were coached by Play Gamers this year. So we only one team, the Quebec team, was without a coach, and that may change next year because it was really, really a great season. So that is the other feature in the newsletter. We'll talk about coming attractions. I will let you know here. We are going to reveal on Thursday nights, a week from tonight, we are going to reveal the next Play Now game. I'm going to give scant details about it because I want everybody to be surprised, but we'll tell you what it is. We'll have a little unboxing ceremony, and we'll show you how the game is played. And then we had planned to have it available that night. It may not be, but if not, it will be the following week. Either way, we will do the big reveal and the unboxing and the game demo next Thursday night. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be able to have all the production done on it and have it ready for distribution that night or the following day. Then, of course, we got the free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff. So we got the All-Decade Football America package, which is really, really pretty neat. By the way, if you have the 20th anniversary edition of second season, you got those all-decade teams that came with the game, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So this all-decade NFL team will fit very nicely with that series. And it's interesting. I believe Tom Brady's is in both the 2000s and the 2010s. All-decade team. I think there are a few other players as well. So anyway, so that'll be part of the free stuff. We were planning on doing the 2000 Football America team sheets as a download for this edition. But when I decided to spend the time with the making the all-decade teams to the team cards for the FA and the NFL, I ran out of time. And besides it, it's this only after a certain point it becomes overkill. Putting a zillion freebies in the newsletter. So we're going to save the 2000 Football America team sheets for the October ping. It'll be available there along with the All Hallows Eve wrestler cards. We may do something with Football America for All Hallows Eve if we can can get the interest. We maybe do something impromptu with that. So that'll be part of the October ping download, the actual team sheets for the 13 original 2000 Football America teams. But we will have the all-decade Football America package. We also have a really cool package put together by Gideon Eames, who's kind of our History Maker Golf expert, or one of them, I should say. He and I were chatting back and forth about when I send out the all-time great golfer cards, it's just, you get the cards, but it seems like there should be some sort of an intro sheet for it. So Gideon actually researched all the golfers in the all-time great golfer set and did like a little 2-line bio for each. Similar to what it's very similar to the kind of the blurb that's on each Cooperstown card. The Cooperstown baseball cards for History Maker Baseball. If you get those cards, there's a little like a 2-line summary of the player's career. Well, this is what Gideon basically did for golf. So each golfer has a couple lines about his career, his highlights of his career, the high water marks, the big achievements, and it's super neat. Just to you can spend an hour just reading them, and you come away really getting a feel for these golfers much more than just a lot of these guys you maybe saw on TV. Some of them, probably many of them, you did not. So reading these bios will kind of get you more familiar with them. It's a really neat freebie. Now, Gideon also did a similar bio series for the Pioneers golfers. We're going to release those in the October ping as well. So it's kind of a 2-stage release for those. Also across the pond, international cooperation here. We have Neil Maitland, who put together a set of fringe players for the just-released English Pro League soccer card set, the 2019-2020 set. He put together about, I think, 44 cards in this fringe player set. I believe he did this last year as well. So he made the ratings, and we recast those ratings into the official card set. So those will be available as a free download. For those people that like to do the as-played lineups for the EPL games, you'll have every player who basically set foot on the pitch with this additional 44 card set. Most of them are not much in terms of contribution, but you'll have them for the completists. It'll be a relief. And then we have the 1980 Celebrity Bowling cards. I don't know if you watched our Celebrity Bowling installment last week. It was pretty fun. We created a series of female celebrities from 1980. We matched them up with the 1980 Pro Season Pro Bowlers. We picked 4 of them, and we picked 4 female celebrities at random. But there are 12 other female celebrities in the set, which we did not reveal, and those 12 will be revealed Monday in this 16-card set. You can make a little Hollywood bowling league if you wanted to, with Hollywood Women's Bowling League with 4 teams of 4. It could be pretty fun. And then we have Derek Jones has put together another East Coast Hockey League set. Derek does a great job in not only does he create the cards and really research them well, but he also provides a lot of background information on the league, on the rosters. There's a complete transaction list. There's a complete list of players that played for multiple teams. There is recommended rules modifications to make it more like the ECHL. There's team grades for the instant results chart that Bob Hansen put together, so you can do that. I mean, it's really a thorough package, and so that will be available as well as our hockey contribution. We are going to do hockey. I don't know if you checked the website in the last couple of days. We uploaded the page for the 2019-20 Pro Season for Hockey Blast. We are going to do that. I was kind of on the fence about doing it a couple months ago, but was prompted to do so, was encouraged to do so by a number of gamers who said, hey, you got to do the hockey set. So we did put together the hockey set. We're in the final proofing stages of it right now. The players are rated based on the pre-lockdown stats. They played like 70 games. That's more than enough for realistic, accurate representations of the players. We upgraded the cards this year. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So if you purchased the 1999 commemorative card set that we did to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Play Games last year, you'll see that we've got an upgraded hockey card style. Typically, we've released our hockey cards in they're formatted in Excel, and of course Excel has some limitations. As I've talked about a number of times, not to beat the dead horse, but for Alex Oxlade Chamberlain, if you got a really long last name in Excel, it's going to make the little teeny tiny letters. But when the cards are prepared in InDesign or another graphics package that is specifically designed for layout, you can adjust the font sizes so as to make them fit with longer or shorter names. Plus, we were able to add the silhouette style, the hockey action silhouettes to the cards, so that makes them kind of come alive a little bit. Also, we were able to, by doing the cards in InDesign, we were able to print the traded information on the cards. So guys that played for more than one team, it'll say, like maybe it'll be a guy who I can't, specific names escape me at this moment. My mind's kind of a blur. But for example, it might maybe the guys on Las Vegas. But he started the season with Boston. So it'll say on his Las Vegas card, started season with Boston. And then there'll be another card for Boston where it'll say ended season with Las Vegas. So the cards are this is also different. The cards are presented in end of season format rather than start of season. We typically have made the card sets so that they represent the rosters at the beginning of the season. Michael Owens is really the brain trust behind this. He really stepped up and helped out with this card set. And Michael was pretty enthusiastic about doing end of season rosters, and I think there's a good case to be made for that. We perhaps should have been doing that all along. Our previous seasons, we would have the traded cards, and you have to swap them out. I mean, you could play with end of season rosters with any of our card sets, but you would have to take the traded players and swap them out. This way, if you want to play with end of season rosters, you don't have to do anything. You just punch the cards out and play. They're already set up that way. If you want to go with start of season rosters, though, you've got to go separate the cards. However, we're going to present the start of season players in monochrome. They'll be gray and black, so that they'll be easily, as you're playing with them, you'll easily be able to say, yeah, this guy it'd be like a subliminal reminder. This guy is going to be traded. He's not going to finish the season with the team. So anyway, all that to say, I really feel this is our best current hockey card set we've ever put out. It certainly is the largest, and it's the most deluxe. I'm really excited about it, and it will be available as of October 19th. And don't forget, we are planning to kick off the hockey season with the 6th annual Commissioner's Surprise Hockey Blast Tournament. We were planning to travel to Toronto this year to do that with Mike Vacco and the crew up there at the the name of the game store escapes me, but it's a massive game store and plenty of space, and they got the owner to allow them to play. Last year they did like a little tournament there. Of their like a greatest teams tournament there, and so I was planning to go to Toronto this year and do the Commissioner's Surprise tournament there, but obviously with COVID and travel restrictions and all the woo-ha, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to try to do it online. We're going to do it entirely online. We'll be playing. Typically, the first round is always played solo anyway. So we'll do the play-in game with Steve Tower again. Steve Tower will join us for the play-in game. It'll be the two bottom teams. Since it's a 31-team league, we gotta get it down to 30. So we'll have the two bottom teams play in. So it's Detroit and San Jose will play on our play-in game, and then we'll do the first-round games with 15 first-round games. Tampa Bay and Dallas will, of course, being the Stanley Cup teams, they will get a first-round bye, and that the first round will be entirely played online, solo. And then for the succeeding rounds, we'll probably do the second round that way as well. But we may try to do the final round, the Great Eight, or maybe the Final Four in Discord or some other online interactive way, so we can actually do some head-to-head play for the tournament. One final thing, and that is golf. We are going to start working on golf next week, the 2019-2020 pro season. And this is the odd year for Pro National Golf, so we'll also be working on the 2021 Pro National Golf card set. They'll both be available. We're targeting November 2nd as the release date for both of those sets. Looking at the schedule, it may go mid-November, so don't hold me to the November 2nd deadline. But that's what we're aiming for. So the newsletter comes out Monday. We usually send it out about 7, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, which would be 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 8, 9, or 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Everybody knows we have problems with the newsletter. It's not it's systemic with people with sending out any kind of a newsletter. So I mean, basically what happens is we have to use an email provider to send out the newsletter because we're sending out a couple thousand emails. There's no way I can do that on my own. So by using a provider, anybody who wants to reach a large number of people also uses that same provider, and there are several of them. But the bottom line is the IP addresses of those providers sometimes they get kind of blacklisted by certain servers because there are other people who are sending spam, or they're using those services in a way that's not really not on the up and up or shady, as opposed to us where we're just trying to get game stuff out there. There's nothing, we're not trying to scam anybody or rip anybody off. So, but because all the emails originate from the same IP, sometimes that IP gets delisted or mothballed, or it gets sent to junk or spam. So that is kind of explains why we have problems getting the newsletter to some email boxes. There's some things you can do about it to increase the likelihood that you'll get the email. First of all, make sure that Vertical Response is a preferred sender. It's VRESP.com. Make sure if you have, if your email has that layer, make sure that we're enabled. You can check your junk or spam folder. It's amazing to me. Really, I've stopped being amazed at what winds up in my junk folder anymore. I mean, I get emails from Adobe. I get emails from Hilton Hotels, from Chevrolet, all these things that I've signed up for the newsletter, but it winds up in junk because they're sending out so many emails. So it's a sign of our times, really. Anyway, junk is always a good place to check for the newsletter, see if it pops in there. If it's not there, then you can email us Monday around noon Mountain Time. If you haven't gotten it by Monday afternoon, just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to send you the link. Check the community Facebook page. Al Wilson always updates the link for the newsletter on the Facebook page. If you're not a member of Facebook, you can check the newsletter page of the Play Games website, play.com. There's on the front page is that newsletter icon. If you'll click that, I will update. I've been updating that link with the newsletter link like the next day. So that's 5 options to get the newsletter. And so if you want to get the newsletter, you should be able to get it one of those 5 ways. All right. Well, looking forward to Monday. I'm super looking forward to the all-decade matchup between Football America and the NFL. It's going to be hard to know who to cheer for, but I think I'm going to be cheering for Football America. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the big game reveal next Thursday. It's really an exciting week for Play Games, and hope you'll be a part of it. Hope you'll be joining us next week on our streams and engaging with the newsletter. Hope you have an awesome weekend. Set aside some time to spend time with loved ones. Maybe play a few games. Stay safe. Stay well. Stay healthy. And we will see you Monday in the newsletter and Tuesday on the Play Games YouTube channel. Till then, have a great night and a great weekend.